Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Milena Landrio and I want to thank you all for sharing space with me today. Today is March the 16th, 2026, and today I'm going to be tapping into a dream that I had a couple weeks back. We're going to dive into the layers of the subconsciousness of this dream to find out more information that could be relevant to you guys. So I'm going to start with explaining the dream, and then I'm going to go through what I've already understood of this message so far, okay? So what I received was something related to friendships of your past. So you could have friends of your past that had siblings. So this could be two sisters or two brothers that you hung around with. Maybe one you were closer with and the other one tagged along once in a while. I'm kind of understanding it in that reference. So if you have a friend that you used to have in your past that you're no longer friends with, that's also relevant, or you've lost touch with. And they had a sibling that once in a while tagged along in dynamics that you guys shared. This message could be for you. Okay, so something was stolen of yours, some sort of identification, and this identification was utilized to create some sort of an account or a false document in your name. They dressed up like you to be able to do this. Also, what's relevant to the tag along sibling is they had an associate who was very knowledgeable. They had some sort of knowledge that was of importance to this tag along sibling. This man was showed to me as Asian descent. He could have been mixed race as well. And he had thick, dark hair, dark black hair. And it was like clean cut around the sides, maybe slightly longer on top. He had a wide nose and it was curved up. And he also had thin brown eyes. Like his eyes seemed smaller as opposed to like my eyes being a little bit bigger. And he had a very like big smile, like a wide smile. Then I was showed pardon me. Then I was showed like in someone's room, in the ceiling, maybe near a doorway, there's like a hole. And I was showed that in this hole there was this Ziploc bag that has like green edges, and it was in like the corner of a room. And this bag, this Ziploc, was filled with something and it was shoved in this hole. And what I also was showed that the instance potentially where this could have occurred, like the stealing of your identification, could have been some sort of a housewarming party where or like a party. I really think it's some sort of milestone, like some sort of celebration that was a milestone. So maybe you have had a new apartment, or maybe you got out of a dynamic and you got a new home. There's just some sort of relevance to it being a milestone celebration, like that's really exciting for you. And you had invited these siblings or this friend of yours who brought their sibling, the tag along. And at this party, you'll know if this is for you, there was a freak accident that occurred. Something weird happened. And what I'm being showed in my dream, which is of relevance for me to know there's something weird that happened, like something, maybe it could have been even supernatural, something that's just unexplainable as to why it occurred. Like it could be people were maybe going into a part of your home that they shouldn't have been. Like it wasn't that you put parameters up, but like it's just common sense is you're not to go where the rest of the party isn't. You know what I mean? It's kind of that type of dynamic. And maybe you went into an area and you caught people there where they shouldn't have been, and you're like, hey guys, you got to come out. And in that moment, like the light bulb burst, or like a light started flickering, or like a machine turned on that wasn't plugged in. Like something weird occurred intensely that kind of like brought an alarm up for you, but you weren't able to necessarily deal with it at that time because you were trying to get everybody back upstairs with the rest of the party, if that makes any sense. That's what I was showed. Okay, so that's relevant to to this message that I'm going to tap into. So I already did a pre shuffle, and we're going to go in a little deeper today with it, because I wanted to get a base of the story, because I definitely wanted to go in deeper to see a bit more of the past reflection, and then maybe what's coming up as the future. The first card that came out was the Page of Swords, and this came out sideways. And the Page of Swords is, in this instance, is representing like restless energy. The energy feels very like something's about to burst, like something's about to pop off. Like it's just very like on edge. Like somebody is feeling really on edge right now. And they're also in their thoughts, the Page of Sword being cumulative thoughts that are occurring. The fact that it's sideways, it's like it's kind of a little bit of trying to balance this out or figure this out, right? It's so there's like deception involved here as well. So with the mental energy, it's like a need, like it's like they need to know something. Like somebody is sitting there, they're very restless in their energy, and they're going over something over and over and over again, and they're curious, like are they going to find out, like do they know, like there's some sort of curiosity in regards to this energy as well. So there's a lack of control in some form or shape in regards to whatever was done in the past. Now this also landed out towards the right, and it's very like it feels very masculine driven, this energy. Also, with it being sideways, there's another spectrum to this energy, which is the deception or manipulation that could have occurred. Like some sort of action that was just not thought through that occurred, like a haphazard action that was made. And now someone's sitting in the center of all of this experience. And this is happening real time. This is something that is happening like either right now or it's going into it at this time. So in the next couple weeks, it could be very relevant. So that is a tidbit for you guys there. Then there's also the Nine of Pentacles that came out, and this came out in reverse. And this is about like living beyond your means. This is about obsessing over, like obsessive energy. And what it feels like, it's like this person is like they're living beyond their means. They're sitting there, they're trying to figure things out, and instead of like looking at themselves, they're going to look at people around them and compare. There's like a comparison going on, and they're trying to figure out how to take from what's going on around them. So this could be you could be that person that this person was looking at, that was living beyond their means. And they were obsessing on why your grass was so green. They were looking at like, well, why is she always happy, or he always happy? Why is he always able to pay his bills on time, or why is he? And instead of like looking at the actions that actually scratch that, instead of understanding the actions that you have to actually take daily to make your life flow the way it flows, they're assuming they understand you, and they don't. And they don't even understand themselves because they're refusing to look at themselves to better themselves. Instead, they want to take from other people around them. So that's what this energy feels like. So this person is sitting and they're stewing in restless energy, and they're just like kind of having a lot of anxiety. I feel like this may have just happened like recently. Like this could have just happened where they maybe were hit with a flow of anxiety. Now, I also have the goal destiny being the Emperor in reverse. So this is a person that's from your past that maybe wanted to dominate your energy. They maybe wanted to dominate you through some form of manipulation or control tactics, for whatever reason. And this is definitely fueled from reckless energy. So This is not a new pattern for them. It doesn't sound like they've grown much outside of their past. It's like, sorry, one of these people that I'm speaking about, the sibling friendship that's coming up for you guys, you'll know it's for you because this person is living beyond their means. They're woe is me kind of energy. They're always like playing a role where people are going to feel sorry for them or trying to make people feel sorry for them. And my throat, they're using tactics to manipulate and contort. Like, this is like a professional manipulator is what it feels like. And they feel like they're on their game, but they're really not. Because the mistake that they're making is they're really misunderstanding you. That's what I'm getting from this energy. So they're still the same, maybe the same mentality that they had when you knew them all those years ago. And they haven't really evolved much. And they are still stuck in the old storylines, the old projections, the old illusions, or whatever it is of their past, and they can't really get past it. And their goal and destiny was to try to change their perception to make it look like it was you. Does that make sense? That's the best way I can describe it at this time. We'll dive in deeper. Okay. So then, looking into the past of this energy, the Fool card came out again. Reckless energy is what the Fool card in reverse represents. So this is like somebody who's taking a lot of risks. They're not really thinking things out. They're kind of flying by the seat of their pants. And they're making a lot of bad choices. Okay, so this is reckless energy, and this is underneath the card, the Page of Swords, sideways, that is also expressing a lot of reckless energy. So this is the energy they were in at the time that this occurred. They were very reckless. They were taking a lot of risks, is what I'm hearing, and they've made a lot of bad choices and decisions in their decisions. Now we have the Strength card that came out sideways. Now this is about the past. This is about the lack of strength here is because there's some sort of containment right now going on, or recently there was some sort of containment attempt to control this situation. So that's maybe where this restless energy of the Page of Swords started to emanate. There was some sort of containment of the situation, and what I'm being showed is some sort of like persuasion was occurring. My throat all of a sudden, there's some sort of persuasion that was occurring that persuasion was focused on gaining compassion. So again, like the Emperor in reverse, this is somebody who is able to manipulate their surroundings. This could be somebody who is extremely beautiful, and then they use their beauty to get what they want. This is the manipulation that I'm talking about here. This is somebody that's using their physical appearance as some form of persuasion to gain some sort of compassion that's like focus, like, oh, but so and so they need some assistance, we should help them right away, look at them, you know, they're dealing with so much, like some sort of focused compassion is brought from this persuasion, is what I'm getting. And this is all a method of, this is something from the past for them that is contributing to how they are behaving now. So this is stemming, and this is coming up in the cards. So how do I say that? In the past, you may have also mirrored this type of energy. Not saying that you used your looks to get what you wanted, but there may have been like similar mirrored imagery. Like maybe you were very beautiful and this person used their beauty. They were very beautiful as well. They used their beauty to get what they want, but maybe they kind of pointed it towards you like you did that. But maybe you didn't do that. But because somebody mirrored that onto you, and the person that they mirrored that towards to witness or understand, um, maybe they just took it as truth without really investigating the whole of it or understanding who you are. Like this is like people pointing and believing someone gossiping and like about somebody that they've never spoken to and believing all the gossip without even having a conversation with the person that's being gossiped about. So there's some sort of weakness and insecurity underlining this behavior. And that's what I'm gaining from this. It's like somebody could have used whatever was being mirrored from them or from you to them. They could have used that imprinting as a base to create some form of control over you behind the scenes. If that's resonating, you're going to feel that in the depth of your soul. You're going to know, like, yeah, I always felt like that person felt this way. Like you may have felt this person was jealous of you, envious of you, or they didn't have the best intentions for you, but you may have like looked the other way and like ignored the red flags that were going on because maybe you had empathy for them. Maybe they were able to pull the wool over your eyes as well. Is what this is telling me. This person has learned to be manipulative using their tactics like their whole life, and this is kind of what they know. And the past of this is that these weaknesses, this insecurity, this prideful energy that they're struggling with in their reality, this is coming up to the forefront now. And like I feel like maybe people are seeing it. Maybe the reality of what was said in the past is actually being illuminated, and people are maybe like saying, oh, wait a minute. Remember when so-and-so said this about the collective? And I didn't really investigate or understand that. I just thought that was the truth because I really trusted them. Like maybe they had a lot of people fooled. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's kind of what I'm getting from this. Anyways, we're going to move on. We have the Queen of Wands here. This is in the upright, so this could be you. You're courageous, you're independent, you're somebody who's focused, you're driven, you have goals and determination, skill set moving you forward. You probably are very confident and you exude perhaps a lot of happiness or joy in your life. And this is how you are actually appearing right now. Or this is how they want to appear off of your energy. Place it where it fits. The current of this energy is the Two of Swords in reverse. We have the energies are settling right now in this energy, and it's like coming like information is coming into fruition. And what I feel is going to happen here is that there's going to be something that is strategically being put together to cause some sort of confusion for you, or some sort of overload to your senses in capacity to try to, like in an attempt to try to control or contort the situation further. That's what the Two of Swords reverse is telling me here. And then we have in the actual environment, there's some sort of conflict occurring here. This is like their instability is causing them to like have disagreements with the people around them. And they want to win at all costs. Like they're not giving up. They're going to continue to push forward because I think like in their mind, this is like somebody who lies a lot. And I feel like people who lie a lot, they like to believe their lies. It makes it more real for them. And so if they just continue to believe that whatever made the bad things they did right, like them going and stealing your ID and dressing up like you and doing this, they had some sort of like delusional idea that was okay to do in their brain. Everything made sense for them to do that to you. So in that attempt right now, they're trying to like bully the energy. They're going to try to bully you to try to keep the control because they want to be the emperor, but they're not the emperor. They're reversed. They have no control at all over the situation. Now, in the emotions, we have the Page of Cups here. This is trying to come in to distract, some sort of distraction to come in before they get hit with whatever's coming. So they're emotional about something, and it's like they're going to still keep trying to do something because they have nothing else to do and they have to die on this hill. That's kind of what it's giving. Now, when I was looking at this card, I was noticing, like, obviously the fishy cup. So they're coming in with some sort of story, some sort of bull crap for you to listen to. But I was noticing, which I never really noticed before, on their outfit, it looks like they're wearing, like, does that not look like a whole bunch of mushrooms on their outfit? It's like I feel like they're on shrooms, like they're on drugs or something, and they're coming towards you with this fake cup of love. And then I see this big wave behind, which I never really noticed before today. And this big wave is coming and it's crashing in behind them. It's like they're going to be like bamboozled in their energy from whatever it is that they're doing because they're not like consciously with it. They're really not in reality. We have the King of Cups. This could also be you at the end. This is the outcome. And what I'm getting from this particularly is like you've been misunderstood. People misunderstand you. You are somebody who has been misunderstood your entire life. And like this, you can be a man or a woman. In this energy, it doesn't matter. But the energy is like being the king of your emotions or somebody who's very who emotes a lot. This could also be looked at a little bit like that from depending on the frame of mind that someone's looking at you. So the reason why I'm saying that, because there's obviously somebody who has established their emotions, they understand them, they're very sane with them and balanced. But somebody is looking at this like you're going to react, you're going to have a big explosion. So the past you maybe was dealing with stuff. So what this is telling me, it's like you've been misunderstood, and whom you've become like today from all of the pain and struggles that you have endured from your past is not who you are. It's not who you are today. They don't believe that you are who you are today. They see you as the same person that they once knew back then. So you may have been going through a lot. And like what it's also telling me, it's like you held a lot of stuff in that nobody knew about. You shared some things, and the things that you went through were likely on a really large magnitude. And like you didn't, like even with like close friends, I feel like you probably didn't even give everybody every bit. But I feel like you have had so much stuff that's happened to you in your life that when you share, it sounds like you've had so much stuff going on. You're sharing everything. So this person hearing you probably thought like, what a dum-dum, they're telling me everything. I'm going to mess them up. But the reality is they had no idea of the level, the capacity of the stuff that you could handle, because the stuff that you shared with them, they probably couldn't even handle. And it was very minute, the amount that you shared with them versus what you've actually gone through. Does that make sense? That must make sense for somebody here. So I want to look into the past of this. So what I'm seeing here is like we have a Two of Cups here. And this is the past of you becoming the King of Cups now. And like with the Two of Cups, this could be something to do with a relationship in the past. So some sort of like friendship was formed with these people. Some sort of agreement of a equally yoked commitment of love, of partnership. Maybe this is like a friendship, or this could be even a love connection. But what I'm really feeling this is describing, and I'll know more when I get to the end of this, but what I really feel this is describing, it's like creating this facade of balance to gain entrance into your energy. So you had a lot of people like pretending to be your friend, but the reality was they were not your friend. And that's what that's kind of giving me. So under the Page of Cups, I'm pulling now the Magician. So something is in the past, something was done, some sort of action was taken, and it was done to manifest off of your energy. And they used great skill to do so, to begin fueling. Because remember, their beginning in the past, the Fool in the reverse that came up earlier in the past, maybe is indicative of them not being able to move forward. And to see your energy, this is an opportunity to build something new from you. So stealing your information, pretending to be you, opening up an account in your name to build off of you financially, perhaps, is what this is kind of giving, is what they're in their emotions about, because they're coming in to try to trick you, to try to gain some sort of access to you in some way, shape, or form, to in this idea that this is going to better their outcome. So be very wary of the people coming forward with offerings towards you, gifts. There could be some sort of contractual agreement coming in that's potentially not what it seems. Now we have under the fighting, they're right now fighting over the world because their world is crumbling. Everything that they have built off of you has become their world, and now this is going to be taken away from them. It sounds like that's what this energy feels like. Some step was missed, something was not done, and now they're caught, and they're sitting in this malevolent energy trying to contain it, and they cannot. Not without you. And you're not with them anymore. You're either, so this is either this could also be a romantic individual as well, with the Two of Cups in the past. This could also be a romantic individual, and the King of Cups could also be, even though I feel like it represents the emotion, it could also represent an individual. So if that is a relationship, it could have been a relationship with somebody who is a water sign, being a Cups energy. Now, the whole point of what they wanted to do was to control you, and they wanted to do this by creating some sort of death in your circumstances. And this is like the settling of energies. This is the energies that they put out. This is understanding that there's information now coming out about what they've done to try to cause you endings, to try to stop something for you. And this is the end of their cycle for whatever it is that they were doing. So this could have been going on for some time. I mean, if this is, if the time frame of what I was shown in my dream, gosh, that would have been early 2000s. I can't, maybe 2003 to 2006, maybe somewhere in there. Could be very relevant, early 2000s, so 20 years ago. This could be something that happened like 2 decades ago for some of you. So in the past, they wanted to cause you endings with the Death card, and to cause some sort of confusion for you at this time. Now, under the Queen of Wands, but you're going to be victorious. So this is definitely your energy here. You're the Queen of Wands in this instance. And you're going to be able to push through this. So you're gonna have some sort of victory here, maybe public recognition, maybe something, maybe this is somebody did make an account in your name, and they did use your energy, your identification, and maybe they have footage of them dressed up like you, but maybe you're like me, maybe you're somebody who's in the public eye, like you do videos and people see you, and maybe they saw a video of you and actually see that you don't look a damn thing like what was showed in the video that they watched. Maybe there's something like that, like some sort of evidence that's kind of balancing this out for you. Regardless, there's some sort of recognition that's going on, and you are going to be victorious moving forward out of this because of this circumstance here. Now, with the Strength card in the past, the containment that they attempted to try to control the circumstance, they celebrated on. They felt really good about what they did. They partied. They used you to party at your home, to be able to persuade you to allow them in, and to they went around your home, and something happened at this event where there was like some sort of a freak accident, something like that kind of like was like I said, like a light bulb could have burst, which is the indicator of who that person is. So if you have a memory of a party or something like that where you had old friends that had a tag along sibling that came with them, and they came to your party and some weird shit happened, this is who I'm talking about. They felt really good about it. They felt that they this was a great idea. They were gonna have a good time partying off of your money, your energy, and then they were also going to take from you from that. And in the Fool, in the very past, in in the reckless energy, the risk taking, the bad choices that they made, where they cannot move forward from, like these are things that have caused them to become stuck. We have the moon energy, which is influencing it. So something could have been done underneath the moon, some sort of illusions, um, or maybe they're even having dreams now, or maybe whatever it was, there was something that was being done behind your back. And there was maybe something in your subconscious that you knew something was off, but you kept telling yourself that it was. I'm just have an overreactive imagination, and this could be very true to, like, you could be somebody who is very intuitive. You could be somebody who has gifts, and ample gifts, and you're able to utilize them, but maybe your whole life you were told not to do that. Maybe someone deterred you from them. I know for myself, my entire family shut me down my entire life. It was like, don't talk like that, people are gonna think you're crazy, like, why are you saying this? And it's like, they were just really concerned about how they looked from me doing tarot card readings. And it's not really tarot card readings. I don't really need tarot cards to do a reading. I get messages, I get channels. I just elaborate with them with the cards. And if any of you know who I am when I started to come out doing this, the whole point of why I started to actually utilize cards was to help with memory. I feel like it's like a kind of like I used to love reading the cards and trying to memorize them, and I felt like it was a really good thing to add to my just to play with, you know. But I've always enjoyed playing with oracle cards or whatever, you know. I've always been able to read things into things. It doesn't have to be a tarot card. But anywho, I enjoy reading the cards in regards to these circumstances because I feel like they're kind of it kind of elaborates a little bit further and helps depict a picture. So yeah, so something in the past was done underneath the moon, to kind of help them move forward, in the stagnant energy of the choices and the risk taking that they were taking. Maybe they were trying to maybe it's more this. Maybe they were just trying to cause illusions because maybe they were being a lot more shady than you realize in your life. And maybe they were kind of communicating with the people in your life in ways that were causing them to take risks and make really bad choices and decisions with the people that you love in your life. I feel like that's more in alignment with what this is. Now, the Emperor in the reverse in the past, like whatever, the goal, the destiny, of them trying to dominate you, trying to cause control tactics, that were the fueled from a reckless place of their past. We have the Temperance energy here, and this is all about change and options. And it's like they chose to do the things that they did. They felt that by doing that, it was like they played devil's advocate. Like they, is that the right word? I don't know why I heard that. I don't even know if that's the right meaning, but they played like they played a game with you where they wanted to look like they were well balanced and that they were harmonious with you, and they were being like they had purpose there. They were being sensible and they were friends. Like I feel like there was something with that they were coming in with, which created this energy. But the intention that they really had was just to dominate your environment. And with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, so this is them living beyond their means. And this is looking at you as a good luck charm. This is the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. So it's like, again, looking at the grass is always greener at the other side. Well, here you are looking like a whole freaking snack, and like you have all the dips and the chips and all the the drinks, and they're looking at you like, well, why do you get that and I don't get that? And they're not really understanding all that you had to do to get to the point of where you are, because they're too focused on looking outside of themselves rather than looking inside of themselves. Yeah, and all your hard work, your productivity, everything that you did to conserve yourself from all the pain and suffering that you went through, um, wasn't unnoticed. They noticed it and they still did something to try to collect off of it. And this is again with the Page of Swords coming in sideways. There is this restless energy about the actions that they took, the slow moving. This is the slowest moving knight in the deck. This is slow moving actions that they took to accrue energy off of you. And they're trying to figure out, did it work? Is it still working? Are we good? Are we like, there's something like that in this energy. So moving from here, there is a passionate I think they're going to start to see that you're actually very free. We have the Page of Wands here. The Page of Wands is a very creative energy. It's very passionate, and it's very new. It could be a child. It could be a child. This could be very well a child. Um, this could very well be a child. But I feel like this is an energy. I feel like this is looking at you with this, seeing that you're still inspired, that you still have limitless potential, that you're still moving with excitement. Like this is freedom. Like they're looking at you still like you're free. Like they're looking at you like your grass is still greener than theirs. And how dare you have grass greener than mine, is how they're looking at you. And when they look at what you have, this is like maybe you have a firm foundation. Maybe you come across as somebody who has worked hard. Maybe you're in a union with someone, or maybe you have a business. There's something that you have allocated in your life through the hard work and discipline that you have managed to move through and into from all the hardships of your past, all the stuff that these people have done to you. You still end up looking like you're solid in your foundation, and that's what this is showing here. This is also like a celebration. um and this could be also like, this says homecoming on the card. This could be like the truth is coming out, because with this energy, they're living beyond their means, with the Nine of Pentacles reverse. And this is also taking from you with the Wheel of Fortune, or looking at you like you have that and thinking like it's okay to take from you because you have that. And then now looking at you still further with this energy and like wondering like, well, how am I going to get that? Or something like that. This person's delusional. We have the sacrificial energy of the Hangman here. This is something that's been done. This is something that has been done that they can't take back, and everybody is going to see it. This is something that is, it's like they've done something that's like imprinted. Like, let's say they opened up an account and they were caught on camera dressed up like you, and now that is like everybody can see that. It's something like that. So they have to kind of live and surrender into the uncovering of what they have done, because that's exactly what's happening here. Their goal was to try to dominate you, but the reality is they didn't think things through, and now there's evidence of this laying around. This could be people, places, or things. And it's because you're protected. And they're not seeing this, they're not understanding this. It's like people want to mess with people. They want to look at people as weak, or like they look at people and they judge people based on their own perception of themselves. And when you attack somebody based on like this idea that you have of them, and this was unwarranted, this person did nothing to deserve that type of an attack, you have to understand there's rankings in the spirit that people have. And it sounds like this person, you, my collective, are highly ranked. You are protected by your ancestors. This is protection. So this is like you are maintaining control. You still rise to the challenge. You still put yourself out there, and you're competing in the environment in which you wish to be. You're not competing against other people, though. You're competing against yourself. And that's the difference. These people that have come up against you, they compete against other people. But you're just looking at the life as, how can I do better than I did yesterday? And how can I do better moving forward? And how can I obtain, let's say you do see, the market that you're trying to come into. Let's say as an example, like maybe you're coming into a market of selling like clothing or something, I don't know. And like, you got to look at like what is going to be equivalent to you. Obviously, you're going to want to level yourself up in some way or capacity to be in alignment with others so that you could be viewed. And just trying to dominate another person's brand or like business, no, it's wanting to stand out in a certain way, a constructive way that is relevant to you. And because of the way that you hold yourself and the way that you move forward with your life, you have this ancestors protection coming in. And this is why they can't seem to get anything on you. And we have judgment here coming in. So there's judgment coming in down on these people. And this is also something to do with like a rebirth for you. Like maybe you were suppressed for a long period of time because of these actions, and maybe you didn't even know it. But this is all coming up to be illuminated. So maybe you're going to get a message soon. You're going to find out some information that might be like the Page of Cups, I believe, was in alignment here somewhere. Oh yeah, that's the next one that's coming in. It's like you could have a message coming in that's going to cause some emotions for you because you're going to see what people have done to you. And this is judgment that's coming in for them. And this is also a rebirth for you. So this is like, it's coming in underneath the Temperance angel, right? So this is like, they felt it was okay to do what they did to you because it would mean that they would get what you have, and that would be some sort of balance for them. But the reality is they didn't think things through. They took advantage of someone who was who didn't deserve it. And now the scales are really going to balance, and karma is in effect. So whatever they did onto you is going to come back and bite them in the butt, and you're going to get good karma from whatever it is that you've been placing out. And we have the current energies, the settling of energies that's coming in. And there's the strategy that's going on to try to cause you some sort of confusion. But the reality is it's going to cause painful endings for them. What they hoped for you that would occur, like, let's say something does end for you, it's not going to be as painful as it is going to be for them on their spectrum. Because the intentions, they're different, So they wanted death for you. They wanted to confuse you, right? We have the Death card, and we have the Two of Swords, and then we have the Ten of Swords. So this is an actual death of something, and this is a death of the shenanigans. This is a death of the bullshit that was placed out on you. This is a collapse of everything is what this feels like. It's just a definite done. And you're the Empress. This is in the environment. So you could be a mother energy. You could be very nourishing. You could be very nurturing, maybe you're a parent, like a Empress is usually indicative of a mom. So maybe you're a mom. Maybe you were... maybe this was an ex, something to do with an ex. maybe your children's father, perhaps. It's got something to do with him. And there's conflict over you right now. It's conflict over the instability that is rising because of the actions that were done to you, that's causing disagreements and people wanting to bully you in your energy because they wanted to try to gain your world. And here you are sitting as somebody who's pretty accomplished, who's very nurturing and abundant, and you're definitely someone who has a growth type of expansion to you. Like you're not going to stay small because of this circumstance. And the message that's coming through, again, this, like, a lot of illusions with the moon, with the magician, as well with the Page of Cups. There's further illusions coming in that's trying to play here. They're in their emotions about something that they're going to be caught up for. And these illusions here, they're trying to create some sort of it's like there's like a spectrum here. It's like they're losing control, but you're going to be gaining control. And they're in their emotions about this because of all the illusions that they casted, and like haphazard actions that were placed against you, that because they weren't like well thought through or planned, it's like they're surprised that it's all coming up, and they're in their feels about this. It's like the secrets are coming out. Whatever was done, there's messages coming forward that might make you feel emotional about these secrets that are coming out. And this could be like further questioning, like, I feel like this is the type of energy because it's like it's been going on for so long, and it's people from your past. It's like you might be blown away by the actions and the levels and layers that people went to try to hurt you, and there was really no reason or rhyme for it. We have the Chariot here ending this energy, so there's some movement coming in, determining power, determining willpower and control. So this is all about there's something that's coming in that's going to be set in regards from this union, from this King of Cups energy. And this could be that you're a balanced nature, but this could also be a person from the past, because it is the Union card, which can represent a relationship, like a loving relationship. So maybe you were in a relationship with someone, maybe because you're an Empress, this is the father of your children. This could also be relationships that you had that were not, that came across as healthy relationships, but they weren't. And the King of Cups is like you've changed. Maybe at one point you were very emotional, but now you're a lot more balanced. Maybe you've healed some things, and now you're not the same as you once were. And this is some people that don't really quite get this about you. And then the movement, the progress of the Chariot coming forward is all about control. I just want to see here. And that has to do with controlling you staying in poverty. Because if you remain in poverty, so maybe you're in a dynamic, or you were placed in a dynamic where you lost a lot of things. And maybe you need to be in that type of dynamic for them to be successful. And they're planning something. It's like a settling of energy is coming in. But I feel like the settling of energy is going to bring you like wish fulfillment. And I feel like you're going to be smooth sailing because you can see it. You saw it. You now see it. You can see it from a different perspective than they can. You're not bound anymore like they are. And you're sowing seeds, good seeds. It's showing. There's proof. You've been sowing good seeds. And this is your blessing. This is God coming in with the blessing. It's like a cup of love. And this is over the devil. Like this devil energy is not gonna win. Because you're gonna get your 10 of cups. And you're gonna have these memories of these individuals. And they're gonna have to sit in their memories of what they've done. We have the Hierophant. Says God. So sit tight. Because there's some fierce emotional energy coming in. For you, compassionate, intuitive individual, about people creating to gain some sort of richness off of you. And this is the truth. And this information flipped around is going to be your justice. Because what you put out, you get back. What's your exchange? How did you give in this circumstance? And how did they give? Did you take from the circumstance? How did they take? Equal give and take. And these people are fighting. They're struggling. So that's the message. That was fun. Anywho, I hope this message resonated for you or helped you in some way, shape, or form. Until next time, guys, take care.